his tears still present but a glimmer of relief in his eyes. Yeah, I know. It's hard, me. I never expected things to get like this. I thought I could handle it, keep it professional. But it's all tangled up now. And I'm such a mess. Me gently touches his cheek, her eyes filled with warmth. You're not a mess, baby. And I'm here for you. Yeah, she reaches for a set of clothes and hands them to the boy. Here. Put these on, and then we can talk some more, if you're up for it. Jungkook nods gratefully and takes the clothes, giving me a small smile. As he changes, me watches him with a mix of concern and compassion. Once he's dressed, she sits beside him, offering a supportive presence. All right, Jungkook. I know it's hard, but I need you to tell me more about what happened. Take your time, and only share what you're comfortable with, okay? You said it's about work. Me encourages gently. Jungkook takes a deep breath, visibly struggling with the weight of his emotions. It's Taehyung, he begins, his voice barely above a whisper. Me gasps. I know that it's always been complicated. But tonight, it was different. He was rough, more dominant than usual. Mi's expression tightens with concern as she places a comforting hand on Jungkook. Jungkook, I need to know the details. Did he hurt you intentionally? Jungkook hesitates, his gaze fixed on the floor. I found a part-time job, a private meeting for one of the clients from our club. I went there, but it turned out to be a whole freak party, and at some point it all went wrong, me. And then Taehyung suddenly showed up there, too, and we both didn't see it coming. And then, the host of the party, he invited everyone into another room, and there was some kind of bed laid out, like on display for the audience. He made me lie down there, and he was talking some shit about the show, saying that I should entertain his guests. It was also me. And then Taehyung, he just stopped it. He had a fight with the owner, and he took me out of there. And then, in the car, he was so angry, and he was speeding, and we almost crashed. And then I made him pull over, and he started talking about his feelings and what was going on between us. And I promised him one night together for some reason. I didn't mean. We just went to his apartment, but then we started fighting again, and something was so wrong with him. He made me go to bed, but then I found pictures of us in his dressing room. Someone was following us, me. And when I asked him about it, he just yelled at me and sent me to bed again. God. Jungkook shakes his head as he continues, the words of last night's events now pouring out of him as if he can't stop anymore. He tucked me into bed, and I thought that was the end of it, but then he pulled me closer again. I was holding him, tightly, and something switched in him again. He said he couldn't get enough of me. So at first we were just and then all of a sudden he flipped me onto my stomach and held me down on the bed, and things took a whole different pace. He started to dominate, and at first everything was fine, but then he started to get rougher, and I did ask him to do that. God, I begged him to do that. And he started showing his power. He started leaving those marks on me. And it hurt so much, me. But I wanted so much more. I wanted to feel it. And he said that if I wanted it, then I had to ask him for it. And I got so pathetic, me. I just got so desperate. Crying and begging him to give it to me. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. It's awful, me. I've been so humiliated by my own actions. And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed every time I sobbed and begged him to give it to me. And he enjoyed every time he spanked me or squeezed. And I loved the pain. Me? He controlled me like I was some kind of plaything, and I loved it. I thought, there's something so wrong with me. Me listens attentively as Jungkook shares the deeply personal details of his experience, his voice laden with shame and regret. Once he finishes, she takes a moment to process his words before speaking with unwavering compassion. Jungkook, first and foremost, I want you to understand that there's no shame in your desires or the pleasure you get from certain experiences, babe, me reassures him, her voice gentle but firm. People have different ways of finding pleasure, and many explore the pain and control consensually. Your desires are always valid and you shouldn't feel ashamed. Jungkook looks at her, his teary eyes searching for judgment but finding only understanding in Mi's gaze. But I enjoyed it, Me. Even when it got, I wanted more, Me nods, maintaining her supportive demeanor. Yes, and that doesn't make you any less worthy of compassion or understanding. I'm sure Taehyung crossed boundaries, and what you experienced was not consensual. That's where the line was crossed, and it's not your fault. Jungkook sighs, a mix of confusion evident on his face. I just feel so messed up. I never expected any of this to happen. But he didn't do anything without my consent, Me. No, Me continues to hold Jungkook gently, sensing the weight of his turmoil. Jungkook, you have to recognize that what happened last night was not consensual. Taehyung crossed a line, and you have every right to feel upset and violated. Jungkook nods, his eyes reflecting a mix of pain and gratitude. But he didn't. He didn't, Me. Can't you hear me? I asked him for that. I just never thought it would go that far. I thought I could handle it, you know? Handle this pain, but the night ended, and now it's only shame that left in me because of what I did and said to him. Me strokes his hair, offering comfort. It's not your fault, love. Taehyung took advantage of the situation. What matters now is your well-being. He didn't took any advantages. What are you talking about, Me? I asked him for this. I liked it. Please, stop thinking he's some kind of a okay? It's just that I feel bad because I was acting so pathetic. He said I'm a perfectly natural submissive, and that's what scared me the most. Me holds Jungkook tenderly, nodding. Okay, yes, babe, I'm sorry for assuming you did it that way. But, Jungkook, you need to understand that whatever you feel, whatever desires you have, it's okay. Even being submissive, finding pleasure in someone else's control, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Jungkook looks at her, his eyes searching for understanding. I could handle it, Me. I just didn't think it would get so intense. I don't want to be someone else's submissive. It's pathetic. But why the I liked it so much. Oh God, Me strokes his hair gently. It's okay to explore your desires, Jungkook, as long as it's consensual. But if things went beyond your comfort zone without clear consent, it was over the edge. Jungkook nods, a mix of relief washing over him. I just don't want this to define me. I'm scared of being under someone's control. Me smiles warmly. You are not defined by any of that. Jungkook takes a deep breath, his voice hesitant. I just never expected things to get so complicated. It felt good at first, you know? But then it went too far. Me nods, maintaining her supportive presence. It's completely understandable, Jungkook. Your deep desires can be complex. Jungkook looks at her, a mixture of gratitude and uncertainty in his eyes. I don't want people to think I'm weak or that I can't handle my own choices, Miri assures him with a gentle smile. Jungkook, seeking pleasure in someone's control doesn't make you weak. It takes strength to be vulnerable and open to submit to another person. You have nothing to be ashamed of, I promise. Jungkook takes a shaky breath, his words hesitant. Me, it's worse. I wanted it. Craved for it. Even when it got rough, I wanted more. I begged Taehyung for it. I wanted to be everything he wanted me to be. But I'm scared that after what happened, he will think I'm just some kind of, I don't know, a pathetic. Mi's eyes soften, realizing the depth of Jungkook's internal struggle. She gently brushes his hair back. Jungkook, it's okay, he will never think about you like that just because you experienced this kind of together. Desires can be difficult, and it doesn't make you any less of a good person. Jungkook looks at her with desperation in his eyes. You don't understand. I was so desperate to be what he wanted, even when it hurt. I craved it, and I'm terrified that it means something's wrong with me. Mi squeezes his hand, offering comfort. Jungkook, God, it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. People navigate desires in different ways. Jungkook, however, seems lost in his own desperation, his voice breaking. I don't know how to untangle this mess, me. I still want to be what he desires, even if it means losing myself. I've never felt this desperate to please someone, to be what they want.